Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to The Disciplined Guy. Got a good story for you today. This one is titled, Am I the A-hole for giving my brother a paternity test as a wedding gift? I don't know. Let's find out. All right, so this one, just to give a little synopsis about it, there's a guy and his brother. And the brother doesn't think that he's the father of his future wife, and there's all this going back and forth about, hey, she wouldn't do this, hey, the wife finds out, let's get into it, and then we can kind of have a conversation about this. All right, so starting off, my brother was 22 at the time and his girlfriend got pregnant. Me and my father told him to move in together and see if things go well, but don't get married. So they have reservations about this young lady. Continuing on, the girl's family urged marriage because this is what honor and religion dictate. Religion dictates. Excuse me. No, bump that. No, absolutely not. I get back in the day, this is how things would go, and I don't let somebody else's religion dictate what you're going to do in your life. If obviously she's not very religious, if she's out there getting it before marriage, because a lot of marriages, that's the way they feel. You don't do the deed before marriage. But this person is doing that. So obviously she's not religious. In saying that, if you have a baby or your partner gets pregnant, that's not a reason to rush into marriage. It's a reason to start getting ready for a baby, but it's not a reason to rush into marriage. Let's continue on. Later, I asked him, how could he be so stupid to go raw and risk a child at this age? He said he wasn't. The condom must have broken. Then I told him, or she's having somebody else's baby. We got in a fight that she would never do that to him. So this is a sensitive topic. Your brother's looking out for you and wants to help you out. And going into a relationship, especially when you're that young, you might be of the mindset, oh, this person could never do this to me. Butterflies are flying in the air, rockets are flying off and exploding in this beautiful array, and it's hard sometimes to see past the blinders. But you can't ever be so in love that you have the blinders on. I just don't think it's a good thing to be able to do in this day and age. Things aren't the way they were 100 years ago, 200 years ago, whatever it might have been. You can't have the blinders on. Don't be so in love that you got blinders on and you're missing things that are right in front of your face. And we're going to continue on because you know what? We don't know what's going on in the story yet. Let's continue reading. During the marriage, I gave him a sealed envelope. So I think he's meant to say during the wedding. During the wedding, I gave him a sealed envelope. When he asked, what is it? I simply told him that it's a surprise and don't open it in front of your wife or during the wedding. Unfortunately, he did. And when he revealed that I gave him a paternity test as a gift, that's when all heck broke loose. Most people at the wedding were on my brother's side. That even questioning such a thing at the wedding was a D move, and that my brother should get rid of it instantly. My father said that it was inappropriate, but he should keep it regardless. So the father's like, yeah, you shouldn't have did that at the wedding, but yeah, go get that DNA test. My argument was that this was further strengthening their relationship. It will only prove that she was loyal, faithful, and loving. So yeah, you probably shouldn't have did it at the wedding. You probably should have did this beforehand. And then once the baby is born, if he decides to take a paternity test, he's able to do that. And so here's the update. Later during the wedding, the wife tried to get rid of it, but I salvaged it from the garbage and put it in his car. On the next day, I asked him about the gift, but he said that it was lost. I told him that his wife probably tried to get rid of it again. And when he asked, "What do you mean?" I explained her first attempt. He called me a liar, and then we didn't talk for months. Man, this is a bad situation. I know how close I am to my siblings, and for this to drive a wedge in your siblings, between two siblings, it's sad to hear about. It's definitely sad to hear about. I understand that if you decide you want to move forward with something and your family won't give you peace about it once you've made that decision, then I understand you having a desire to want to cut them out of your lives. This person is trying to help him. But from a brother standpoint, I think he should say his piece. Give him the paternity test, and then should leave it alone after that. Even if the brother decides, "Hey, I've given you this information. I don't trust your wife. I don't like her. I think she's cutting out on you, and that baby is not yours. I'm gonna distance myself from the situation for my own mental stability." I get him wanting to do that on his side as well, because he said his piece. He said what he wanted to say and tried to help his brother, and his brother won't accept it. So I get this person wanting to walk away, and I get this person wanting to walk away as well. Let's continue on. The next time he called me was apologizing and told me that he was a fool. He hated me for giving him doubt, but the doubt just didn't go away, especially after the test mysteriously disappeared. So in the end, he ordered a new test and used it after the child was born. He was not the father. He had his marriage annulled, and then he had a legal battle to get his name from the birth certificate. What? Wow. And that's the end. I tried to look for if this continued on anywhere, but I couldn't find anything. If I do find something, I'll do an update video about it. But this is something else. I think that it's not a bad idea for a guy to get a DNA test for a kid. I don't think it's a bad idea. There are plenty of stories where you hear that the kids don't look like any of the parents, or the kids don't look like one of the parents, and they end up getting a DNA test and it's both of theirs. But there's plenty of stories I hear, especially now and going forward. I feel like it's rising that you'll hear that the father is not the kid. You'll hear that the father is not the father of the kid, is not the biological father of the kid. And this person who is having this baby is intending for the guy that she's with to raise this kid that's not his. It's deception. You're a terrible human being if you do that. This woman was a terrible human being. I hope this guy realizes that, hey, I've got to be better about venting the people that I'm with. You have to sometimes listen. You don't have to entertain it all the time, but sometimes you got to listen to the people who are from the outside looking in, because if you got on blinders, you can't see the stuff that might be right there in front of you, because you got on the blinders and you can't see the stuff that may be in your peripheral vision that somebody else can see that's outside of your bubble. This is that situation. This is definitely that situation. Guys, don't be afraid to get a DNA test. Gals, don't do this to a guy. Don't do this to a guy. This is awful. If you do this to a guy, you're a terrible person. You're a terrible person. And you know what? This person doesn't care about being called a terrible person, because they were willing to do this to somebody they supposedly loved. She went through with the marriage, and she went through with an engagement, and all this, seeing the brother fight together, the two brothers fight together, and she knew that this was not, or she knew there's a possibility that this wasn't his kid. She was probably hoping that this was his kid, but the way she aggressively was getting rid of this thing, I'm guessing she had a good hunch that this was not his kid. Man, guys, protect yourself. Girls, gals, don't do this. You're a terrible person if you do this. This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. All right, put some comments below, everybody. If you find value in the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Hope everybody has a good day. See you next time.